Alright, well today we're going to do a little bit different thing. So we're going to start this thing called Tool Tuesday. I know there's a whole bunch of tool channels out there and a whole bunch of people that talk about tools and whatnot. We're going to do Tool Tuesday. Why? Because I feel that it'll be educational and you get a different perspective from other people that have tools, use tools. What you could start with, the minimum thing, cheap, easy, more expensive, whichever. Give you a variety of different things with it. So let's get into it. Alright, so starting out, we've got lots of screwdrivers. Lots of screwdrivers. This isn't even all my screwdrivers. I have a big selection of screwdrivers. One is because you can never have too many. Two is because you lose them, break them, whatever, especially when you don't use them in the correct manner. So, start off with a basic. Well, this is my Husky screwdriver, flathead, and then I also have a Husky Phillips head. So, these came in a variety pack of Phillips and flatheads. A lot of them do. With that, you can also go to like the Harbor Freight and stuff like that. They got these smaller ones that come in packs, the Pittsburgh style. Then you got different ones as of like Cobalt. Like this one is a ratcheting style. You can lock it to where it doesn't move either way, or you can turn it one way so you never have to let your hand off the screwdriver, or you don't have to pick it back up off what you're using to tighten up or loosen up. So that's a real fancy one. So you got your big, you got your small, you got your longs, and you got your stubbies. So they're all important in different applications. Just like with these big screwdrivers, you have big Phillips, big flatheads, big Phillips. So they all go to different things. Some of the bigger ones won't fit the same thing as a small one, but sometimes they will because of the thickness at the bottom of your screwdriver. Same thing with Phillips. Some of the Phillips, actually, as the bigger they get, some of them may still fit the same thing as this, depending on how the screw is and all. But these are important. These are, you can get these as a starter pack or whatever else. You don't even have to get an expensive set. These are Cobalts. These are more expensive because they have the ratcheting mechanism in them. They're probably a little bit more expensive than the Husky. The Husky was a good combination that I needed at the time. And then the Cobalt just ended up being in the same place that I just wanted some specialty tools. So I got my ratcheting ones. So, but dealing with that, you, like I said, you have many different applications. Starting out with, when you look at an engine or any tinkered little bit, you have a flathead right there, you have a flathead right here, you have Phillips right there, and many other ones. You have Phillips, flathead, Phillips, flathead. So, yeah, it's just good knowledge to know that starting out with tools and everything else, and especially since this is the first Tool Tuesday, we had to bring out the selection of, you don't need many different tools to start out with. I mean, I started out with a couple of screwdrivers and a couple of wrenches and some ratchets. So being on the cheap, a good starter. And like I'm going to talk about every single time on one of these Tool Tuesdays, is starting out with what's good to have to start with. And as we go on, we'll get to the more advanced tools and the tools that are just fun to have, and they make life easier, but they're not an essential tool. So whenever you start looking at tools, or even a good little gift for someone, screwdrivers never hurt, because you can always get well, you can always do with, you can always use a screwdriver. So even like these miniature ones for glasses and whatnot. So make sure you get you a set in your budget. Hold on to them, keep them nice and clean, use them wisely. Don't use them as a chisel, as that will break and ruin the back of your screwdriver. Some will just bust off, the cheaper ones from China and whatnot. I'm surprised this one's still in existence. This one's a pretty old Craftsman. But yeah, so this is the first Tool Tuesday. So let's see what's for next week and get into using them and learning more about them. But like I said, get you a good selection. It's worth it. You can never go wrong with having too many, unless you just all have like P1, P2. If you have too many of these, yeah, because you still need the variety. So I want to thank you for joining in, and until next time.